Welcome back to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. I took a little time off back in October, and now I am coming back for 2015. Thank you, yes. I actually did miss doing this, so we're back. We're gonna be doing a little bit different of a format. See, every week I'm going to present all my reviews to you all at once. I know it's a lot to take in. Calm down, baby. I know, yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna try it this way for a little bit and see how it goes. This week, I'm going to give you my best and my worst lists of 2014. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Also, I'm going to, as my first review of 2015, I am going to review The Interview, which has caused quite a stir around the world, and I'm going to also review the first released film of 2015, The Woman in Black 2. So let's get started. Alright, first off, we're gonna start with what I think are the best movies of 2014. Now, this list is the best of 2014 so far, because there are a few key movies that could possibly make this list that I just haven't seen yet, the most notably being Birdman. It was playing here like 1 week, and I was in Florida that week, so that didn't work. But as soon as I see it, I'm gonna review it, and I'll let you know if my list changes anything. So here we go, best of 2014 so far. Okay, these are films that just missed the cut. My honorable mentions, but definitely seek them out if you haven't already. So my honorable mentions, we go Godzilla, How to Train Your Dragon 2, The Lego Movie, Life Itself, the wonderful documentary about the life of Roger Ebert, Snowpiercer, which is sort of my hidden gem for the year, even though a lot of people know about it, that's still a hidden gem, and Fury. Yes, I thought that was pretty underappreciated. Anyway, so those are my honorable mentions. They are great movies, but they just didn't cut the mustard. And so we're gonna kick off number 10. Number 10, best movie of the year, Big Hero 6. Yes, the tale of a boy named Hero and his healthcare companion robot has humor and heart. It's also more exciting than some of those lesser comic book movies that were released this year. Spidey! I enjoyed Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, and Frozen more, but Big Hero 6 continues Disney's hot streak, and you know you gotta fist bump it. Ba la 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 la. Alright, my number 9 movie, best of the year, Interstellar. Yes, Nolan in space. My God, the things that could happen. A mission to look for another planet for humans to live on turns into an interdimensional, emotional father-daughter story. Great effects and awesome cast make it, you guessed it, alright. Number 8 of my best of the year, Boyhood. Yeah, I know a lot of you are thinking, what? It's not number 1? No, it's not. One of the most interesting experiments in film, taking a cast and filming the movie over a 13-year period. This is all believable stuff, and you actually become attached to the characters after seeing them grow up before your eyes. And of course, this is a Best Picture favorite coming this award season. I assume to hear a lot more about Boyhood. Alright, coming in at number 7 is St. Vincent. An old curmudgeon has to babysit the new kid next door. He teaches him some interesting life lessons like gambling and how to defend himself. There are also some very touching moments here, and I'll have to admit to shedding a tear or two. Mostly 2. Murray and McCarthy are at the top of their game here. I loved St. Vincent. Number 6. Another film I felt was really underappreciated, Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's on the list! Edge of Tomorrow, basically Groundhog's Day meets Call of Duty. I felt this film didn't get the buzz it should have, as I said before. Our hero dies in battle but ends up resetting the day over and over again. Tom Cruise gives a great performance as a cowardly officer, and as does Emily Blunt as a war hero. Love this movie. number 5, coming in, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Apes Gone Wild. First-class effects for the primates here. There's an epic final battle between the apes, but some of the best scenes are the simplest, seeing them communicate by sign language. Andy Serkis does nomination-worthy work here as Caesar and makes us fall in love with the character. Yes. Number 4. We're getting there. X-Men Days of Future Past. This movie blew my mind, it really did. Professor X and Magneto send Wolverine back to the past to save the Earth. We not only get the present cast, but also the cast from the first class, all in the same film. Awesome action sequences, and the time travel doesn't confuse us, that's fun. There's also something fixed but at the end of the film that haunted me since X-Men The Last Stand, and I can sort of almost forgive that movie, but I will not. X-Men Days of Future Past is awesome. Coming in at number 3, Gone Girl. Yeah. A wildly entertaining thriller that sees a wife disappear and the husband put through the ringer by detectives and the media. Oh, that twist. Very surprising stuff here. The terrific cast and the fact it keeps you guessing till the end makes it a must-see. Coming in at number 2, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Yeah, you gotta do the salute. Almost going out of the comic book realm, feeling more like a political thriller. Cap 2 packs some great punches. Well-choreographed fight scenes, car chases, explosions, and a storyline that sees S.H.I.E.L.D. implode, changing the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever! Oh, and how awesome is the Winter Soldier? And finally, coming in at number 1. You know it was coming. You knew it was coming. Number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah! This movie has everything I could ask for in a film. Sci-fi adventure, comedy, true emotion, awesome fights, a killer soundtrack, of course. I loved each one of these characters and thought each actor portrayed the roles to perfection. The best time I had in the movies this year, and I can't wait for the second one. I loved every single second of this movie. Now keep in mind, these are opinions. You cannot tell me what my favorite movies of the year are, so don't even try, sucker. So anyway, those were the best of what I thought were the best of the year so far. We'll see. And so, unfortunately, if you've listened to the Facts of Life theme song, you take the good, you take the bad. We gotta take the bad. Let's go. Worst movies of 2014. Now these are not as horrible as the movies on the top 10, but they're pieces of trash nonetheless. We're gonna start off As Above, So Below. Yet another horrible horror movie. Endless Love. It was horrible, it was horrific, but it was a love story. God's Not Dead. Maybe he'd want to be after this movie. Transcendence. Yeah, Johnny Depp fails at life yet again. No Good Deed. No good movie. And finally, Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. Dorothy should have stayed in Kansas. Alright, now, on to the really bad crap. We've got number 10, coming in at number 10. Now this is the least worst to the most worst, as you could have guessed. Number 10, we've got Vampire Academy. Yet another young adult novel that feels more like a mashup of Twilight and Harry Potter. But guess what? This is no Hogwarts. Unsurprising story sees the characters trying to solve a mystery, which when it was revealed is eye-roll inducing. Yeah, suck on this, vampires. Number 9, If I Stay, She Should Have Gone. Chloe Grace Moretz stars as a girl who goes into a coma after a car accident and sees what's going on in an out-of-body experience. The film is mostly boring flashbacks, go figure. Cliché love story, cheesy montage, and follow your dreams message made me want to pull the plug on this film. Coming in at number 8, oh boy, Need for Speed. A Fast and the Furious ripoff. Feels like a big, long car commercial. The cookie-cutter script is predictable and terribly unfunny. Clocking in at over 2 hours, Need for Speed overstays its welcome quickly, and I answer the question, is this movie needed, with a hearty no. Coming in at number 7, Winter's Tale. Oh boy, yeah. This mostly silly time-traveling romance gives us a flying horse, which is actually a dog as a thief's partner, a boring love story, and Will Smith as the devil. Yes, What more could you want in a movie? Coming in at number 6, The Other Woman. This probably should be lower on my list, but they're just as bad, so it sort of lucked out, I guess. One of the most unfunny comedies I've ever seen in my entire life. Everything is overdone and bombs. I didn't laugh once here. Posing as a woman empowerment story, it embarrasses women more than anything. It takes all the wrong turns it possibly could, and was one of the most painful viewing experiences I had this year. Other than that, I loved it. Alright, number 5, Into the Storm. Oh lord. Storm chasers try to track down a big tornado. Twister being the obvious comparison here. This isn't even in the same league. It feels like a sci-fi network special that isn't funny. It's also found footage, and it's filled with rednecks doing stunts right out of Jackass. Because of them, I felt myself rooting for the tornado. Coming in at number 4, I, Frankenstein. Yeah. Much like a bland blend of Van Helsing, Underworld, Legion, and any other supernatural thriller released in the January months, there are a couple of okay fights and performances, but it takes itself too seriously for what this is, and it's just another dud in the cinema wasteland. He's not alive. Okay. Number 3, The Legend of Hercules. Oh lord. The story sees Herc fight off a lion, save damsels, face off against a villain with the same hairstyle as James Franco in Spring Breakers, and try to make it home in time for his wedding, because you know that's kind of important. The beginning feels like a bad 300 ripoff, and a competitive brothers storyline that made me wish I was watching Thor. Skip this one and watch the Disney or the Rock version instead. Coming in at number 2, Ouija. Oh, how I hated this film. After a death of a teenage girl, her friends try to communicate with her through talking through the Ouija board. It feels like every other PG-13 horror film rolled into one. There's obviously nothing scary, and becomes comical at points even, when the characters go on a mission to find out the history of the board, and the audience even gets an eye-rolling twist and a ludicrous finale. That's right, Luda! Alright, and coming in at number 1, the worst movie of 2014. I predicted this one back in January of 2013 when I called the original film the worst film of 2013, A Haunted House 2. Yes, I absolutely hated the first film and only laughed at how bad it was, and this basically does the same as it's painfully unfunny. The movie spoofs recent horror films such as the Paranormal Activity series, The Conjuring, Sinister, and Evil Dead. I just wish it would be dead. If A Haunted House 3 is made, I will lose all faith in cinema. So there we go. Those are the worst movies of 2014. You can cross those right off your Netflix queue, people, because there's nothing to see there. All right. Now, we did the best, we did the worst. 2014 is in the past. Well, not really, because this is a 2014 movie I'm going to review here. I felt this was very timely for me to review this film. You can find it right now on different websites all over the interwebs. I'm going to review and give you my thoughts on The Interview. An entertainment interview show host and his producer decide it's time to be taken more seriously and try to get an interview with North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un. They're soon contacted by the CIA to take out Kim while in the country. To their surprise, he's a fan of their show and flies them to the country to film. So what did I think of The Interview? I thought it's an amusing comedy. This may have become one of the most controversial films of all time, so it had so much hype to live up to. There's no doubt there's funny material here. It's raunchy, silly, filled with great one-liners and Lord of the Rings references, and caused me to laugh more than any other comedy this year. The film also gets pretty violent and bloody towards the end, as you might come to expect. The story goes down that familiar buddy comedy route of seeing the two friends fighting, but seeing the oblivious host becoming friends with Kim and actually liking him becomes quite interesting. seeing the two try to figure out how to kill him is a treat as well. James Franco stars as Dave Skylark, the popular show host easily duped into a friendship with the leader, and Seth Rogen as Aaron Rappaport, the show producer who's very nervous about the mission they're sent to complete. The rest of the cast includes Lizzie Kaplan as Agent Lacey, the CIA agent who proposes the idea of the duo killing Kim, Randall Park as Kim Jong-un, the fearsome leader of North Korea who wants to show it's not as bad as America makes it out to be, and Diana Bang as Sook, one of Kim's associates who Aaron takes a liking to. There's also some hilarious cameos, including Eminem, who's one of Dave's guests. It's not Franco and Rogen's best film together, and won't be winning any Oscars, but it's filled with the stupid fun we were expecting. I'm gonna give this the rating of do it. So definitely check out The Interview. So that brings us to 2015. And usually the first film of every year is usually a horror film. And this time it is no different. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. Alright, the first film released this year, 2015. It's Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. During World War II in London, a group of caretakers take orphan children into the countryside where they'll be safe. However, the house they go to stay at is the Eel Marsh House, which is home to, you guessed it, the Woman in Black. So what did I think of The Woman in Black 2? I thought it's a surprisingly entertaining horror film. I know, right? I wasn't a huge fan of the first film, so I wasn't exactly thrilled when I heard a sequel had been greenlit, but it was actually better than I expected it to be. We get the usual ghost movie cliches of yelling out, "Hello?" in dark rooms and creepy doll camera close-ups. There's lots of those. There's also a jump scare about every 2 minutes. Some that didn't get the audience I saw it with, and some that made them scream. I think somebody pissed himself too, I don't know. Anyway, a certain scare with a gas mask also made me almost go through the ceiling. I'll admit to that one. I'm a man, yeah. The story takes place 40 years after the events in the first film, and now sees the spirit fiend trying to pick off the little kids one by one out of spite. Yeah, she's a cool person. There's quite a few plot holes and eye-rolling moments, but was anyone really expecting Billy Shakespeare here? The cast stars Phoebe Fox as Eve Parkins, a school teacher whose past ticks off the evil spirit of the house. Jeremy Irvine as Harry Burnstow, a pilot who takes a liking to Eve. Helen McCrory as Jean Hogg, the Sea Hag's headmistress, who doesn't believe anything that's going on. There's always gotta be one. Oakley Pendergast as Edward, the young boy who's taken a vow of silence and is the ghost's primary target, and Leanne Best as the Woman in Black herself, the spirit who holds a grudge for the death of her child ages before. Is this a classic horror flick? Not even close. But it does have the creepiness factor going for it, which always pleases me, and it's a fun time at the theaters. I'm gonna give Woman in Black 2, The Angel of Death, the rating of do it. So that's it. 2 positive reviews kicking off 2015. So I hope you all enjoyed our return episode of the A-List review. I know I did. I'm looking forward to seeing 2015 in film. I'm so excited. Avengers 2, you've got Star Wars, you've got Jurassic World, and then so many others. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts of film with you in 2015, and I hope you all are too. So, with that being said, where are you going to find me? You know where you're going to find me. You can find me on Twitter, @WesAList. You can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like my Facebook page, facebook.com/WesTroopAlist, and follow me on Instagram @WesAlist. And also, for those of you who have been asking, my 2014 movie review yearbook is almost done. Of course, I will hit you up with information on that as soon as it becomes available. Just waiting to catch a few more. I want it to be as complete as it can be. So, with that said, until next time, Troop. out.